Flash Live. I'm Ronnie. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with us. So this summer, do you have plans to escape to the beach or maybe an amusement park or possibly even taking a tour of a winery? I hope so. The last one sounds good. Well, if you have been committed to a healthier lifestyle, vacations can quickly sideline your progress. And I had the chance to talk with fitness trainer and nutrition coach Gayle Taub with Gazelle Health about how to stay on track when you hit the road this summer.
Whether it's a vacation or some other event in your life, this is when people naturally say, I don't have any control. It is what it is. I'm going to go and have a good time. So if I'm going to offer the first suggestion is change your mindset, guys. That mindset is huge and will trigger and can trigger all kinds of goodness. So if you believe that you're always in control, which you are, right? You're always in control. You have decision-making power. You can do things that are good for you and take care of yourself when you're outside of your normal environment. We got some good stuff going on right out of the gate. So start there, right? Not victim.
Before you even leave your house.
Yeah, we're not a victim. We're in control. We can do what we want to do. So if you recall, I talked about 3 pillars of health as being equally important. And when you think about how you might want to transfer those into that new, that vacation environment, like we're talking about now, we're talking about food, how you eat, how you move, and how you think. So what could you do when you are packing and before you leave? We take the time to pack our suitcase, to check our tickets, to get all of our details in line. Why not take 5 more minutes and think about, number 1, how you eat when you're gone, and start with your travel day, right? Are you in the car? Are you on a plane? Are you going to be stopping at a restaurant, or are you going to be crazy and running around? Here are a couple things to think about. What can you toss in your bag that can help you eat something that feels right to you, that you've been doing or that you could do, so that you're not left with whatever's available? Here's a couple of ideas.
Oh.
You don't need refrigeration. Easy peasy. If you're someone who likes tuna, they come in all different flavors. Go grab a couple of these, throw them in your bag. Easy enough.
That's great. I would never think about that because you're right. They don't need to be refrigerated.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I have a solution for that as well. What about peanut butter? But a nice little small portion of peanut butter. How about some fruit? You could do that too.
So don't take a chocolate bar and dip it in the peanut butter.
I guess if you want to do that.
Not that I've ever done that.
All right. So water, another idea. Now on a plane, of course, you have to be a little strategic about that and get it after security, but bring your water or the drinks that you're used to. And gosh, if you need a little bit of refrigeration, let's say you're in the car and you want a little bag of vegetables or fruit, take one of these guys, right? Everybody has one, or you can easily grab and keep it chilled. And this way, guys, you have control over what you're eating while you're gone, at least a little bit. Another quick little tip about eating while you're gone. Check out what you're doing on the day that you're going to be focused on, the next day, that day, whatever it is. And think about, are you going to a restaurant? Check out the menu online before you go. Where can you eat? And make a decision where there's good choices for you. So we're not victims of circumstance. You can really, really make a change little by little. Take your snacks, look it up, be in control. That's one aspect.
You know, it's funny though that you mentioned that, because growing up, we always had a cooler with our food and the sandwiches. We never stopped at fast food restaurants and this, that, and the other, or even the gas station. You would never think to go in and get lunch from a gas station. So it's kind of like going back to the basics.
I love that. I love it. And back then, a lot of times it had to do with unnecessarily spending money.
Yeah.
Which there's a few of us that could really take that into consideration. It's much cheaper to grab a few things from home than to spend twice as much grabbing and going and then feeling bad about it after because you're a victim of circumstance. So great point. Movement. What if you are in a zone of exercising? What could you do to continue it? Now, remember, depending on your situation, if you're someone who works out, walking while you're gone, which I hear all the time, I walked, but I didn't do any exercise. So, walking is movement. That's basic and wonderful, but it won't take the place of your workout if that's something that you do. If you're a little bit more sedentary, walking on vacation is a thumbs up. So, what else could you bring? What about bands? What about little tiny bands, weightless? Throw them in your bag. You're sitting in the car, use your shoulders, get them up, pump your legs. If you don't know how to use the bands, talk to someone like me who can help you create an easy, versatile workout that can keep you moving, that you feel good about, with very simple weights. I mean, we make fun of these little weights sometimes, but boy, I can give you some ideas of how to make this feel real heavy. A jump rope, easy peasy, right into the bag. And this way, while you're packing, you're telling yourself, I have to take care of myself. I want to take care of myself while I'm gone. Every day the same way? Maybe not. A little bit more than normal? Yeah.
Mental. It starts with the mental, right?
Yeah. What about your meditation apps? What about your favorite music? What about using your technology while you're gone? Bring your headphones. And instead of, having that peace and quiet be the different environment, and you're used to meditating, let's say, because that works for you, plan for it, guys. Plan for it. Set yourself reminders on your calendar or on your watch, this hand, that can remind you to stop and breathe, or remind you to have a snack, or remind you to check the menu before you leave. It doesn't have to be complicated. You'll enjoy yourself. You'll have a wonderful time and take care of yourself at the same time while you're away.
I feel like it's really a good way to kind of take your habits from home, but take them on the road.
Yeah.
And you don't have the guilt then, so you can enjoy your vacation a little bit more.
Yeah. Guys, if you're someone who thinks that there needs to be a stop and start, and you don't have control, give me a call, because the empowerment of realizing that you get to choose and you get to figure out, but you also have the capability of taking care of yourself no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter if it's expected or unexpected. And it feels amazing.
And one thing with that too, I feel like you're a good person to have as an accountability coach in your corner, because I can go running, but if I go to a class at the gym, I'm going to put in so much more effort than if I'm doing it on my own. But someone like you're going to be like, hey, how
do we do? Well, you're right. And a lot of times what we will do is, when I speak to my clients, we always look backward to the week. We talk about how that went. We look forward into the next week. What's going to, snag you? What is it that, I'm going on vacation next week? And then we talk about it. You come up with that mindful plan that works for you. If it's one thing or 10 things, whatever is good for you. And then when you get back, we get to chat about how it went, how it served you well, what worked, what didn't. And then you get to practice the next time. And it's pretty empowering, guys. Yeah.
I'm getting some of those bands because they really are perfect, and they're easy to store around the house, or like at your office. Like if you're sitting at your desk all day, you can put those around your legs, and you might look a little strange, but
no, who cares, right? I've been known at when I'm grocery shopping to do calf raisers while I'm waiting in line. And one time, this sweet lady looks at me. She goes, "Are you exercising?" And I looked at her, I said, "Yes, would you like to join me?" And she started doing it with me with her little tiptoes. And we were both smiling, and it was a nice moment. And it's just a reminder that we can do what feels good for us and keep ourselves going no matter what.
Love that. Coach Gayle, your contact information.
Yeah, it's 248-885-1400. You can also look at my website, check it out, and message me through there. That is coachgayle.com, GAYLE. And I'm on Instagram as well, guys, Gazelle Health with 2 H's at the end. So check it out, give me a call, or think about what you could do, one small thing, the next time you are out of your natural environment. Keep it going, guys.
That's a great place to end, and enjoy your vacation. We always appreciate your time. And thank you for your motivation to stay on track.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Happy summer to you.
Thank you, Ronnie. See you next week.
It's always the little things, just a little bit of planning, and you will be grateful that you did that a little bit later. Hey, of course, as we always do, we like to let you know each week we like to highlight someone from the greater West Bloomfield community going above and beyond to improve our little corner of the world. Show your gratitude. We'd like to know about them. We've made it pretty easy. Scan the QR code on the screen and fill out the Google form with the person's contact info and why you think they should be recognized. It could be a person, a business, or an organization. And guess what? This week, thanks to the suggestion of Suzanne Levine with the Chamber, we are going to start to add in your pet, because for many of us, they save us a lot, don't they? At least our sanity. You can also find the form by going to civiccentertv.com. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Taking a quick look at some of the events happening around town. Do you need to escape the heat? Well, head to the public library. I love the library, by the way. It's so much more than just a place for books. So on June 23rd, Life in the Sea. Learn all about what is under the ocean's surface. How cool is that? It's recommended for ages kindergarten to 5th grade. You do need to be a West Bloomfield Library card holder to take place. You can register on their website. Hey, if you do want to get the kiddos moving and grooving, be sure to add Kids Commotion to your calendar. The free summer concert is going to be happening at Marshbank Park on Hill Road this Thursday. A little bit different. This one starts at 10 a.m. So instead of the evening, it's in the morning. Live music, free inflatables. It's a family fun event. Bring your blanket and your lawn chairs. And this is a great way to round out your weekend. How about some folk music? Matt Wachobra, the voice of folk music in Michigan, will be performing Sunday at the West Bloomfield Township Library. It's part of the Music at Maine concert series. I didn't know about this until today, so see, I like to learn new things with you. The show is going to be held under the tents behind the Parks and Recreation Building. Music starts at 3. The doors are going to open at 2:30. You're watching The Splash Live, a show dedicated to all things West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake. You can catch the show live Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. until 10, and of course on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. We'll be right back with some midweek motivation.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
11 teens a day die from texting and driving. Don't text and drive.
Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
And now, back to the Splash, live.
Okay, so yes, it's Wednesday, but you don't have to turn your hump day into a slump day. And you have the power to make that happen. Instead of going, oh, it's only Wednesday, how about it's Friday Eve? With us, motivational speaker and mindset coach, Miss Stacie Rene. Good morning, my friend. How are you today?
Hi, I am fantastic. Today's a great day, feeling good, and that's how I want it to be. Not a better way to wake up.
I was feeling a little bit like I was in a slump this morning. That's how I came up with Hump Day, Slump Day, because I need this segment right now.
Well, good. We've got always some great information, good ideas to think about on a daily basis. And, you never know what's going to hit you and, talk to you at the moment. So hopefully we'll have lots of good things to offer your listeners.
It really is. It's funny how the day of the week impacts our outlook on things, because we know it's like, oh, it's Sunday night, where'd the weekend go? Now you have to go to Monday. And it was funny, even when I worked like an odd schedule, like Wednesday through Sunday, or, off days, you still kind of get that sense of that because everyone else is talking about it, right? So how do we say, no, this is Wednesday, it's my wellness Wednesday, it's my willpower Wednesday, not hump day?
Well, look at it as the next part of your, a new fresh beginning. Everyone says Monday, oh, Mondays are blues. Well, you're making that Monday kind of suck, because you're already putting it out there. And then when you get to Wednesday, just be like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. I've only got a couple of days left. It's kind of like when you have a whole day in front of you and you have your lunch and you're feeling a little sluggish, take a few moments to yourself, reset your mind and say, okay, I'm starting the next part of my day. It's going to be, better than this morning if it's not going your way, and just kind of shift your thoughts, because again, if you're not thinking the way that you want your day to go and you're thinking in a negative tone, then that's what you're going to get delivered to you. And you're welcome, because you ask and you shall receive.
Can I ask, because what movie, or was a Netflix series, I forget who was in it, but it was this reporter anchor, and all over her house she would have sticky notes with quotes or messages to herself. Do those really work?
Honestly, they do. They 100% do, because we always need constant reminders, because our mind will go towards the negative, and whether we like it or not. And so you have to listen. When we were born, we came in with a clear conscience. We didn't have any thoughts. We didn't have any opinions. And so over time, and as you grow up, you learn to have opinions, and you can put your assets of what you think is right or wrong. And that's a habit that you have developed, which is also part of your personality. And so when you see things, because there is a lot of negativity that constantly goes on day to day, you learn that, and now it's your behavior. So if you think about that in the opposite spectrum, you need to retrain your mind to think of something positive. And instead of, something happening to you, or you don't like the way your day is going, or someone calls you or sends you a text message that isn't something that makes you feel good, then instead of reacting, take a moment and think about it. Say, okay, how am I going to react to this? And think of a solution. You know what? I'm just going to respond this way instead of the negative. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to just say this, and it'll make you feel better throughout your day and how you respond to things. You just have to reprogram your head. It's kind of like getting in a fight with somebody, right? Or an argument, because it all happens. You have to internally think sometimes what you're going to say. And sometimes you say things that you regret or you want to take back. It's kind of like your positive and negative mind, like the good and the bad. You can't take back what you said once it's said, and you have to think before you speak. And I think that's a huge thing that we need right now in the world, is think before you speak. Is that action really worth it? And I know that the dynamics that we have chosen in our household and changing our thought pattern has had an impact. And yes, and going back to your little sticky note thing, if you put little reminders, like, you know, a positive thought a day will change your mindset. You know, I love to bring up the CCD, which is the cancel, clear, delete. If you do have a negative thought, change it really quick. Cancel, clear, delete. And rephrase it with, you know what, I've got this, I'm going to be okay. And you just have a better day, a better outlook, a better life. You go to bed feeling so much better, more refreshed. And you'll notice, if you can do this for 1 week, you'll notice amazing things coming and happening to you. And that's what we all want, is we need goodness in our life. And so using affirmations, mantras, sticky notes, sending yourself a reminder on your phone, that's huge. And that will really help your day, every day.
I like the reminder on your phone. I would have never thought about that. You know, I have a Pinterest board, and it's the inspiring words, but mine are more like, when life gives you Monday, dip it in glitter. And sparkle all day.
I love
like
that.
the stupid ones. What are some of the ones? Do you have them all over your house?
I do. I have a money mantra, you know, and, you know, just money comes my way, and I am open to whatever goodness that the universe has to offer me. My favorite is my personal mantra, which I've actually taught my children, which is, I am a very powerful magnet. I ask and command that all good things that the universe has to offer, that is for my best good, come to me. So be it. It is done now. Divine order. Amen. And I always say that just because I want good things to come to me. I want to be a magnet to goodness. And it just helps my day. And if you're in that mindset and you're really, and I know that one's long, by the way, just saying. But that's something that I created for myself that had meaning to me, which was easy for me to remember because it had meaning. Make up your own. The other one, which is my favorite one, is the ass, because you can always remember we all have asses. And if you think someone's being an ass, stop, redirect, and say, I'm an awesome, successful, smart. I succeed at what I put my mind to. And it kind of helps redirect your mind. So if you go to the restroom, what's going to happen? You're going to set your booty down on the toilet. And I'm just being honest and raw, because sometimes we need those moments where you're like ready to pull your hair out. And how do I redirect? And the ass is really a strong one to remember. And I just think that we need those reminders every day. So everybody's an ass.
That is so great, by the way. That is so great. You know, and one of the things I'm trying to teach myself is, why does this bother me? Because I feel like it's triggering something in me, and also to try to remind myself, don't give them power over myself. Right. And if you let it bother you, then it's like, well, then they have power over me.
Right. So I work with a couple clients who call me and they're in a situation with someone at work. I think they're after me, you know, I'm getting this information and I just feel like everything I'm doing that they're out to attack me. Well, your mindset is putting that on you, because that may not be the reality of it. And here's the thing. We take everything very personally and as if somebody's attacking us. Like we're never good enough. We can never do enough. And when you start realizing that, you know, when you can put your head down at night and you know that you had a successful day because you did what you needed to do to get through the day, that is success. and every success is different. Don't compare yourself to somebody having, you know, a promotion. You know what? That promotion was for them. It wasn't your time to shine. Right now, you are learning the skills, you're learning everything that you need to do. And every time somebody does something to have you take something personally and get on your own nerves, learn from it. Because if you don't like it, you're allowing it to happen. And I always, you know, say, if somebody makes you mad, then that's on you, because you are in control of your own feelings, your own emotions, your own thoughts. And if you take it personally, again, that's on you. And it takes a strong person to finally get to that point. But let me tell you, when you get to that point, it is the most rewarding, refreshing feeling, because if you're being blamed for something that you didn't do, or you're being attacked for something that you had nothing to do with, and you'd be like, you know what, I'm not even going to engage, because why am I going to sit there and defend something that I had nothing to do with? Why are you going to do that? Because you're pleading your case. I didn't do it. Well, why? Why are you going to waste that energy, the emotions, and just be like, you know what, I'm not even going to engage. I have nothing to say because I didn't do it. So why entertain the idea? And I think that will really help people on all levels, whether it's friendship, whether it's coworkers, whether it's work, whether it's a spouse, anything at all. That is a very important thing that I try and tell my clients, and it has helped them tremendously. They don't like it all the time, but it works.
So how do we take what could be constructive criticism and to learn and to grow from it, and the other talk when someone is being critical and us saying, that's on you?
Right. So first you have to know who it's coming from. Is this person constantly attacking you? And is there a way to always make you feel bad? So think about that first. The second, and take it with a grain of salt. The second is if it's a boss or a friend saying, you know, and I've had that happen to me. Oh my gosh, you need to reword this in your post. Hey, you need to take that down, repost, you know, re-say it or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I take a moment to look at it, because listen, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I don't want to be around someone who is, because I cannot live up to those standards. But I think constructive, tasteful criticism is something that we can learn from. And even when I do my motivational speeches and I listen to them, I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. But you know what? That is the message that I needed to say at that time, or I needed to give at that moment. And I will remember it for the next time. I would always say, okay, guys, how's everyone doing? Are you guys understanding this? And I had somebody very, very high up say, you know, you say guys a lot. I'm like, I do. And so I went back and I listened, and I did. So I changed it to friends, and I was really grateful for that constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. There's been other times where for my book, they're like, you know, you could have probably put more stories in there, and you probably could have said this, like, you're not being, you know, deep enough. I'm like, that's not my point. I appreciate you telling me, but that's not what I wanted. So you have to take and receive what is meaningful to you and what you think that you can change in every situation.
Such great advice.
Does that make sense?
It definitely does. We always so appreciate talking to you to get us through the work week. Thank you so much, Stacie Rene.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for today's edition of the Splash Live. I want to say thank you to our guests for taking time to be with us, and to all of you for tuning in.